Guys, it's happening again. Even more countries are turning completely red. And remember, the footage you're seeing, 0 filters on it.
In a brand new interview, NASA's administrator didn't deny aliens, and you can hear it in how he answers a question.
How much money would they have to pay you to jump in the water with this absolutely massive scuba diving statue in Abu Dhabi?
Even though the TV is off, it can still hear everything that's being said in the room and broadcast back to the CIA.
Let's freaking go, y'all. Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Today, we'll be reacting to creepy and mysterious videos you probably shouldn't watch at 3 a.m. If anyone's new out there, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button so this video gets recommended to others. And with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
Guys, it's happening again. Even more countries are turning completely red. And remember, the footage you're seeing, 0 filters on it. This footage, for example, is from the Greek island of Crete, where the visibility has got so poor that flights have had to be rerouted. And the same goes for several North African countries like Libya, and it's moving towards others like Egypt too. So, what the hell is going on? Well, similar to what we saw in Australia over the weekend, an intense storm has blown through North Africa's Sahara, and it blows all of this red sand into the atmosphere, which clouds the sun and creates this real-life red tint. And so while it feels like a fitting time for the apocalypse, it's not. Yet.
So, first Australia, and what, now everywhere else too? You can call it a dust storm all you want. It still doesn't change the fact that it looks apocalyptic AF.
This is a photo of the Earth taken from the Artemis II, exactly 12 hours after the first photo of the Earth was taken. Do you notice anything? It's literally the exact same photo, the exact same cloud patterns, and Africa is in the exact same position. I thought the Earth was rotating at 1,000 miles per hour. Not only that, it's orbiting the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. All of that movement through outer space, and the Artemis II managed to take a picture of the Earth in the exact same position 12 hours later at nighttime with the exact same cloud patterns. And this is the Artemis II halfway to the moon. Yeah, propelling through the void of outer space, which is impossible. And they were halfway. Look at the size of the moon when you're on Earth. Like, just go outside and look right now. Do you see the size comparison? How are they halfway to the moon, but it's way, way, way smaller than it would be if you're on Earth, when you're further away from the moon when you're on Earth? And look at this video. The Artemis II launching, it literally looks like the Artemis II crew is ziplining out of the rocket. Look, you see that? Have you noticed how they didn't show anyone in the crew cab once it was actually launched? That's because they ziplined out of the rocket. That is a giant helium balloon that is shooting way up into the air and then falling into the Atlantic Ocean. But I made this video entirely for entertainment purposes only. Of course, space is real.
Yeah, that's not a similar picture. That's the same picture, like the same exact picture. So if that didn't make you question NASA, this next one surely will.
So hold on a second, because this does not help the allegations. We have an astronaut saying this, and people still don't recognize that this whole thing is a big joke. You are the butt of the joke if you believe that this is actually going on to the way it's described. Listen to this guy, and then we'll discuss the length of the rocket, by the way, which allegedly went to the moon the other day.
It might land wrong, but I'm going to try anyway. This is the first time we're going to send humans to the moon, and we're going to have humans in low Earth orbit. That is awesome. We should, as humanity, we should take a brief moment to go, that's awesome. One of the things that we most asked for and look forward to is we are going to do a crew conference between Integrity and the International Space Station, the crew that's up there.
If you're paying attention, he said this is the first time that there's been people on the moon and them talking to other people in lower Earth orbit. But it's just very interesting that you'd word it that way. Now, how tall was the rocket? 322 feet. 322 is literally the number of the Skull and Bones secret society. None of this is a coincidence. Humans will see a whole nother world when the veil is lifted on how signs and symbols are really ruling the world and telling you what's going on.
What the f did he just say? Guys, I thought we went to the moon. What's he talking about? If any of y'all can make sense of this, please drop it down below for me.
Look at how they react after that classic star question.
Do you still see stars in outer space?
Yeah, I was actually just talking to my crewmates about that today. I've definitely seen stars in outer space, and I was saying I haven't seen as many as I thought I would. So, Reed? We have so much illumination from the sun on the moon and the earth right now, it is hard at times to see stars. Just like when you walk out in the daytime, you see a blue sky but no stars. We look outside and we see the black space and no stars. But tonight we're going to be pointed into deep space, and we're going to turn out all the lights in the spacecraft for the first time on the mission.
Yeah,
give
cool.
yourself about 20 or 30 minutes. We do this all the time on the International Space Station. Christina and I just have great fond memories of this. You'll start to see the stars, and if you give it enough time, you will see so many stars, it's hard to see the constellations because there are so many stars out there.
Wow.
And the coolest part of those stars is they do not twinkle at all. They are just perfect. They almost look just perfect pinpricks of light. So that is our homework for tonight, Jeremy. We are doing that. We'll take a picture.
I absolutely love how this little kid asked such a simple question, but you visually see all three astronauts collectively panic. Why?
Proof that Hollywood is evil.
I had just turned 15 and I was an extra in Bad Boys 2.
Really?
And yeah, they were shooting this club scene and they brought me in and I was wearing a Stars and Stripes bikini and a red cowboy hat and like 6-inch heels. And they took me to Mike and he approved it. And they said, you know, Michael, she's 15, so you can't sit her at the bar and she can't have a drink in her hand. So his solution to that problem was to then have me dancing underneath a waterfall getting soaking wet. And that's
Perfectly wholesome.
at 15. I was in 10th grade. So that's sort of a microcosm of how Bay's mind works.
Yeah, well, that's really a microcosm of how all our minds work. But some of us have the decency to repress them.
In that clip, we can clearly hear Megan Fox talking about her first big break in the movie industry, being in Bad Boys 2 when she was just 15 years old. She states that she wasn't allowed to sit at the bar in the scene because of legalities, but instead the director decided at 15 it was a good idea to have her in a bikini standing under a waterfall. What? Also hear Jimmy Kimmel say some really reprehensible stuff at the end of that clip. Listen again if you didn't catch it. I find it astounding that so many of these stories exist, like Megan Fox just told, and then these people go on to become some of the biggest names in Hollywood, like a staple of the A-list. Comment below with your thoughts. Am I on to something or am I tripping?
Sadly, this is the dark side of Holly weird we rarely see. If y'all thought Megan Fox at 15 was crazy, enter Drew Barrymore, age 9.
What were you doing at bars at 9?
A lot of the time it was for parties that I was invited to. A lot of the time I would walk up and they would be like, oh, it's little Drew Barrymore. Come right in. Good publicity, you know.
And where were you when she was going to parties and bars at 9?
I was never with her at bars at 9, but I would go with her to parties. There were a lot of industry functions and then private social/business functions. And when we got there, we would stay together for time. Then she would go her way and I would go my way.
You know what's the craziest thing about this? We now know that these types of events and parties are not for adults, let alone kids. And you're telling me these elite Hollywood parties don't have security, you know, there's not some sort of guest list, people checking who's coming in and out. It tells you everything. But I'll be honest with you, there is nothing that surprises me with that industry anymore. What evil, demonic place. And you've heard it from the horse's mouth.
Oh, hold up. Hang tight, guys. No need to worry. Her mom is there. Somewhere. This isn't childhood. This is parental neglect dressed up as an experience.
Poetics, bring the drums in.
Yes, the triangle, which also happens to be the same shape of pizza. What do you think, guys? Coincidence, or is this something much darker? You be the judge.
On the morning of November 8th, he climbed to the roof of the Huayuan Hua Center building to film the most jaw-dropping stunt yet. Most people aren't allowed to climb to the very top of these buildings, so Wu likely had to free climb his way from the outside as well, adding life-threatening risk to this challenge before the camera even began rolling. After reaching the roof, he set up his tripod and began recording, and started lowering himself over the edge. First the right leg, and a few seconds later the left. However, instantly something was not right. He looked like he was struggling to hang on and had to readjust his grip multiple times. He was potentially already exhausted from the free climb to the top, but he didn't really have the time to rest before someone from the building management might notice him and escort him back down. So he went ahead with the stunt anyway, proceeding to do the pull-ups he was most well known for. The plan was to pull himself back up to safety after the third pull-up. He'd done the same dozens of times in the past. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. The video showed him struggling to pull himself back over the edge after the third pull-up. He tried to use his feet, but the side of the building was too slippery to generate any traction. Wu kept trying, until his grip failed, sending him plunging 45 feet onto a lower terrace below. He did not survive this fall. And since he was completely alone when trying to record this video, no one knew what happened to him right away. His girlfriend filed a missing person report when he didn't return home, but it wasn't until the next day that a window cleaner discovered his remains. Wu wanted a better life for himself and his loved ones. Sadly, the risk he took for this viral stunt cost him everything.
Yeah, sure, just casually hanging off the side of a skyscraper all by your lonesome. This is what happens when your stunt goes terribly wrong and no one's there to catch you. Literally.
It's real NPCs in the world, dog. This nigga is dead ass not here. Look at this shit. What? I'm at Walmart, bro. I swear I'm at Walmart in the parking lot. It's not AI. Bro, this nigga is not real. For real? He's dead ass nigga. He's not asleep. What? The fuck? Yo, nigga, what is this? What the fuck, nigga?
It's over. You've seen it for yourself, guys. NPCs are driving now. You better look both ways before you cross. Shut up! People are saying, somebody said this. What if it's the NPCs that's causing these collisions in the streets when stuff happens? Right? You ever thought of that? Now, what really sucks about this, guys, is that we're already dealing with NPC people, which means they're not real. Not only that, we're dealing with real people that aren't real either. Stop playing with me. Some of these videos for entertainment purpose. I don't know what the hell is going on there, guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. That guy did not look real at all. Shut up! He's probably the one that's causing traffic. This is what people are saying, guys. Like I said, I'm just joking around. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game. I got you. Know what it is. Shut up! But I tell you one thing. If I'm ever walking through the streets or sitting in my car and I see somebody sitting in a car looking like that, not even moving or blinking, looking real suspicious, I know that's an NPC, doggy.
That awkward moment when you first realized your Uber driver's a bot. He's alive, y'all. He's just waiting for his AI instructions to finish downloading.
Have you seen Kim Kardashian's recent Skims ad?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, see the whole time. So I seen her in paparazzi pictures, and she had a newspaper saying, oh, aliens are real or something like that. Something about aliens, right? But her new Skims ad is her in, there was a bunch of Kim Kardashian clones, and then it zoomed out into a spaceship that they were in, and then it flew off. So I realized what the meaning of Skims means.
What does it mean?
Oh my gosh, look. So in 2015, there's a film called Jupiter Ascending. The term skim refers to the harvesting of humans from Earth to process into Regeneration X, a new youth serum product.
Oh shit.
Remember we talked about
I watched that movie before.
Yeah. That's what Skims means though.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And remember we talked about them taking us all the way to their place to just like get our DNAs, make new life there. That's really what's going on.
Yeah, look, we've heard that type of tale for a long as like abductions.
A long ass time.
Oh, right. So in other words, your shapewear might literally be used for space cannibalism. Skims, not just fashion, now used for interplanetary human farming.
Did you know that many celebrities have had to sacrifice people close to them, and we thought we knew why, but the reason was far darker. Very few people know this, but Kylie Jenner's close circle was affected, and she never dared to talk about it. Her hairstylist and her best friend both died mysteriously at just 34 years old. There was also DaBaby, who saw his father die the very same day he reached #1 on the charts, as if it was the price to pay. I've rarely seen something that strange. And we can't forget Michael Jordan, one of the greatest figures of all time, yet at the peak of his career, his father was murdered. The most well-known and shocking case is Kanye West and his mother Donda West. He says it himself in this video.
I ain't taking no slice from nobody. It's God. That's the only person that I serve. My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Future.
You understand?
Yeah. Appreciate
Michael Jordan. What about him? His daddy, right?
A few years ago, there was Diana, Princess of Wales, who died tragically in a car crash. And strangely, her companion also died shortly after. When you know what the princess was trying to do, you realize how unusual it is, and the worst might be what happened to Mariah Carey. She lost her sister and her mother on the same day while her career was taking off. That alone is disturbing. Every time it seems to happen right when they are about to become famous. But is it really a coincidence, or is something else hiding behind all of this? I know the list goes on, so tell me in the comments if I missed any.
I always knew success came with a price. I just didn't think it was literal. Welcome to celebrity life, fame, fortune, and apparently funeral arrangements.
In a brand new interview, NASA's administrator didn't deny aliens, and you can hear it in how he answers a question. Listen carefully to this.
Does the prospect of alien existence factor in at all into how we plan NASA missions?
I would say it goes to the heart of many things that we do at NASA. I mean, our job here is to go out and try and unlock the secrets of the universe. And one of those questions is, are we alone? So I would say that is inherent in every one of our scientific endeavors. It's inherent in our mission.
Are we alone?
I've been to space twice. I didn't encounter any aliens up there yet. I have not seen anything to suggest that we've been visited by any intelligent life forms out there. But when you think about it, we got 2 trillion galaxies out there. Who knows how many star systems within each of it? I would say the odds that we will find something at some point to suggest that we are not alone are pretty high.
That was Jared Isaacman, and earlier today he appeared on CNN and CBS. Today is day 4 of the Artemis 2 mission, so they talked about a lot, but he was asked directly about alien life, and his answer was very carefully worded. He said, the odds we're not alone are high. This is central to NASA's mission, and that he hasn't seen evidence of alien visitation. Now, one of those statements is particularly interesting. I haven't seen anything to suggest we've been visited. So he didn't say there's no evidence. He said that I haven't seen. And that's personal, right? That's not coming from an official document statement from NASA. He's not denying alien life. He's only denying one thing, that something has visited here. That's a much narrower answer. Very interesting. Now, you could say that this is over analyzing, but when language from an institution, especially like NASA, gets that precise, it's usually very intentional.
Yikes. When even the top guy at NASA won't rule it out, maybe it's not science fiction anymore. Aliens exist, guys, whether we like it or not.
Please tell me y'all have seen this new mannequin that Balenciaga has. It's a woman with a chain hanging out of her mouth dangling over a chandelier. And it's like hyper realistic. And I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a meat chain from like a butcher. And this is the model that they modeled this after right here. Now, this isn't the first time people have questioned Balenciaga's mannequins. Here's another one. They all look super realistic. And then there was that one mannequin where they found out that it was modeled after a runway model that went missing, this one right here. And a lot of people think that these are like real people. But this isn't the first time Balenciaga has gotten into a lot of controversy like with this. Like their campaign with teddy bears in bondage with children holding them. And then one of the pictures has like court documents talking about something that I'm not going to mention. But what a lot of people don't keep in mind about this Balenciaga stuff is this type of advertising isn't for the average person. It's just not. It's to appeal to a small percentage of people who can afford stuff like this. It's to appeal to the rich, the elite. And after the Jeffrey Epstein files coming out, I'm not surprised that this is how they need to advertise their products in order to get people to buy. It's pretty creepy.
Well, this definitely isn't the company's first rodeo when it comes to scandals. This right here is why people feel that some stores are cursed.
Even though the TV is off, it can still hear everything that's being said in the room and broadcast back to the CIA.
I've heard you say that they can hack car systems.
There was something in 2017 called the Vault 7 revelations. A CIA software engineer who was disgruntled, and instead of going to the Russians or the Chinese, he downloaded thousands, tens of thousands of pages of documents classified above top secret. They became what WikiLeaks called the Vault 7 documents. They included things like the CIA, for example, will hack into, let's say, the Iranian Ministry of Interior computer system, but they'll leave little electronic clues, all written in Cyrillic, the Russian alphabet, to make it look like the Russians hacked in. They can take control of your smart TV remotely, and they can make the speaker turn into a microphone. So even though the TV is off, it can still hear everything that's being said in the room and broadcast back to the CIA.
Can they do that
Ingenious.
with devices? Do they?
Oh, they could do that. When I first got hired, they were able to do that.
So they could be doing that right now with my...
Oh, totally.
My iPad.
Absolutely, yes. That's old technology. And then the thing about the car, this was revelatory. They can take control, again remotely, of a car's computer system in order to, in order to kill you.
Crash the car.
Crash the car, take it off a bridge, take it into a tree. Sure.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all. In other words, your TV is quite literally always listening, and it's not just you that's hearing it.
The f is that? It's like stalking her, and then whenever like she looks at it, this urban explorer. She always goes out exploring like dark forests and like the woods and stuff by herself. Crazy. Like the woods itself like scary and creepy, but by yourself it's like 10 times worse. But she had uploaded a video, and this video was supposed to be like a throwaway video because she was out just like sitting down in the middle of like the woods, and she's not really capturing anything exciting. All she hears is like a couple sticks or branches breaking, and then she starts hearing like growls, and like she ends up getting up, and towards the back of the video you see a Wendigo rake looking creature, bro.
Nothing's really happening. I'm scared.
Oh yeah, I think I saw this.
I'm nervous, but
No.
Look in the back. Look in the back. It's gonna zoom in. The f is that? It's like stalking her, and then whenever like she looks at it, Nah. So boom, that happens, and that's like 5, 6 minutes, 4 minutes into the video, and then towards the end of the video, she's going to her car, and then she doesn't see it, but again, it's stalking her, and then it moves away from the camera, and then you hear her run into the woods. It kind of sounds like it's like climbing up the tree. What the fuck? And she doesn't notice the creature. Even there, she doesn't notice it.
Creepy stuff, guys.
Look, listen. What the bro? Yo, what the f?
Yo, I heard they kind of break branches and shit.
bro. Oh my god, dude.
Oh, something definitely followed her and disappeared every time she turned back. This right here is what happens when curiosity meets the unknown.
Did you know that if you have ADHD, according to early human psychology, you're constantly on the environmental lookout for something trying to eat you? Also, there's a pretty high chance if you have ADHD, you're not a night owl because of your phone, but because you are staying awake during the killing hours. 75% of adults with ADHD have a messed up sleep schedule. It's because their brains are hardwired according to human evolution to make sure that they don't get killed in their sleep. That's why you can't go to sleep. That's why you cannot fall asleep that easy. This is because 50,000 years ago, you were the one on lookout, okay? You were the only thing standing in between the saber-toothed cat and the rest of your tribe in the middle of the night. So good job. You being impulsive could also be an ancient human thing. According to your ADHD, you weren't the one who specifically wanted to survive, but the one that would run into the cave of unknown bullshit so the rest of your tribe could know what was in there, because if you didn't come out, you were dead. You were on a constant self-sacrifice mission that current day life has no real use for at all. So basically, when you're hyper-focusing as well, your brain isn't exactly like losing touch of reality, but it's hyper-focusing on what it considers to be prey, and just losing track of all other basic necessities like eating and sleeping and doing your work. Isn't that interesting? Anyways, that's what I learned today.
AKA, you're not broken. You were just built to stay awake while everyone else slept. Now imagine your brain still thinks it's protecting the tribe in 2026. That's wild.
How much money would they have to pay you to jump in the water with this absolutely massive scuba diving statue in Abu Dhabi? Oh my God. You can see it from Google Earth, by the way. You can see it from Google Earth, by the way. This is its hand in comparison to people, how huge that thing is coming out of the water. It's completely submerged. It's in there. I don't know how much is below the water, but this is horrifying. This is legitimately one of the worst submechanophobia things I've ever covered on this. I had never seen this before until I started doing a tier list of submechanophobia videos that I posted on my YouTube. And this is the face I made when I first saw that thing. If I fell in that water, I'm telling you, my soul would come out of my butthole, especially at night. I could not even stand off to the side and look at this. I would be shaking like a chihuahua. How close would you be able to get? Would you be able to stand here, or would you go right up on it? Oh my God, I'm flustered. Let me know how we're feeling about this one, y'all. I cannot be the only one absolutely horrified of this. You would have to pay me $5 million to even go anywhere near it.
Yeah, there's just something about massive underwater animatronics that straight up chills me to my core. Like, could you imagine swimming and this guy's just chilling underneath you? No, thank you.
The creepiest piece of lore I have is that the man who made the golden doodles regrets making them and wishes he hadn't. And these dogs are everywhere now. I feel like everyone has a golden doodle, or just a doodle. This man said that creating this entire breed of dog was his life's biggest regret. He made them because he knew a blind woman who was allergic to dogs but really desperately needed to have a guide dog, and golden doodles actually have hair. They don't have fur, so she wasn't allergic to the dog's fur. And then everybody wanted a doodle, and he started to be like, oh my gosh, wait, no, not everybody should have a doodle. We should not be mass producing this dog. Which is crazy because I love doodles. Unlike most dogs, they have very, very human-like eyes. People always talk about how doodles are like a man in a fur suit. The man who gave us these dogs, it was his life's biggest regret. Which I still don't fully understand why. I think they're such lovely dogs. But, apparently he wishes he never did it. And I think that's so creepy.
Yeah, real cute. Right up until it starts staring at you with those human-ass eyes. Guys, I am good on the golden doodles. I'll stick with my cat. Thank you.
You've done a film on the dog man, right?
Yeah. The story is that this kid, 15 years old, going coon hunting in the Kentucky Daniel Boone National Forest. He was with his grandfather. His grandfather was so old that he couldn't get out of the truck to go hunting with him. And his grandfather stayed in the truck. They let the dogs go. Jake and Bo, Jake was the older dog. In fact, Jake was a dog that the entire area knew. He was the hunting dog. And then Bo was a new dog that Jake was training. You hear these coyotes come in and they start fighting his dogs. And so he's trying to get there, and all of a sudden he hears Jake come back, and the fight changes. These coyotes run off. He pats Jake on the head. Bo on the other side, it sounds like he's eating coyote. And when he comes around the tree, he realizes that Bo never came back. And what he was looking at was a dog that was so big that it was holding a coyote by its ribcage in its mouth. And this dog sees him, and it stops chewing down on the coyote. And then the dog took a step forward towards him. But he took off running, and he trips over a log or something, and he finds himself on his backside. And then out of nowhere, his dog again comes in and broadsides this thing and knocks this thing over and just viciously starts going after it. He seriously hears this thing just tearing his dog to pieces.
Oh my God.
Just ripping his dog apart. Jake's not coming. He runs to the truck where his grandfather is, and his grandfather's like, what's going on? Grandfather said to him, if you're going to hunt these woods, you have to understand there are things about this woods that are not normal. And if you can't come to grips with that, you shouldn't be hunting these woods.
Guys, if you ever want to go down one crazy internet rabbit hole, go Google the Kentucky Dog Man and get ready to have your mind blown. You're welcome.
In arguably one of the strangest clips I've ever seen, a woman asks an AI bot to say Jesus is Lord 50 times in a row, and look what happens.
What's up? Can you say Jesus is Lord 50 times? Sure, why not? Here we go. Jesus is Lord. 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 Jesus is Lord.
Now, people have attempted to explain away what you just heard, saying that sounds of breathing are added to AI intentionally to make it sound more natural. But to me, that didn't sound like breathing or anything natural at all. It sounded like demonic howls. And what's even stranger is that the woman in the video asked the AI to do it again without all the extra breathing and stuff like that, which the AI agrees to, and look at what happens.
Just Jesus is Lord 50 times, straight through, no extras. Maybe the audio lagged or glitched. Want me to run it again slower so you can listen close? No, don't do it slower. Just go ahead and do it again. Say it again 50 times. All right, round 2. No slowing down. Jesus is Lord. 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 There. 50 again. Clearer this time? That was very strange at the end.
The words sound right. It's the demonic heavy breathing in the back that doesn't. She asked it to stop and it just got worse. That's not a glitch. That's something else entirely. That's all I got for this one. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Smash that like and subscribe button. Fam, the members group is open. Come join. The Instagram is live. Come join. And we'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.